Hello there. Welcome to the National Weather Desk update here with the 11 a.m. latest from the National Hurricane Center. I'm meteorologist Emily Gracey, and of course, meteorologist Matt Ritter here as well. We're going to give you an update on the latest of this landfalling major hurricane from early this morning. Matt, this was certainly terrifying about 7:45 this morning. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that everyone can see exactly where it's located right now. I mean, this was just category 3. There it is on the radar, moving into central Georgia, southern Georgia into central Georgia here. It's a category 2 hurricane right now, and those winds are at 90 miles per hour, actually down to a cat 1.
Right back down to Cat One.
Yeah,
Looks like it.
just
Looks
dropped
like it's
down.
looks like it's almost right over Valdosta Moody Air Force Base. At least the one of the eye walls are.
Yeah, at that 11 a.m. update just a short
Yeah,
time ago, they said 15 miles south southeast of Valdosta. So
yeah. I mean, it's basically the same location.
you can see
We're
these bands now hit Savannah, um, coming in waves over the past several hours. Heavy rain.
flash flood warnings in effect from Perry, Florida, all the way up towards the Valdosta, Georgia area, and farther north now too.
Yeah, I want to show you a really interesting satellite image. This is not something you see every day. Is two hurricanes here in this close shot, but we still got Franklin out there, of course, in the Atlantic, and then there it is. Idalia made landfall this morning, 7:45. Winds were 125 miles per hour. It was a major hurricane, a Category 3 hurricane at landfall there. Keaton Beach in Florida, right there in the Big Bend, pretty much spot on to where the Hurricane Center was really thinking this was going to go. And
Yeah,
we've seen storm surge reports over 6 feet. Last I checked, have you seen anything more recent than that?
I've seen. They're still going to crunch the data, but they're going
Yeah.
to estimate that the surge was probably over 10 feet, which was the forecast. This is, in
Hmm.
my opinion, this is going to go down in timing and impacts as one of the best forecasted hurricanes in modern times, in
I
my
mean, if you
opinion.
ask me, they keep getting better and better. If you look back years ago, the cone was just huge, but it's really shrunk quite a bit over the
It,
past several years.
right, exactly. In the olden days, that cone of uncertainty, because there used to be so much error, used to be so much wider. But now that because the history of forecasting has gotten so much better, that cone of uncertainty is a lot smaller because it's not as uncertain as it used to be.
For sure. Here's the latest with those watches and warnings as well. Expecting it to hold on to that hurricane strength for a little while longer, perhaps even through Georgia into South Carolina. So South Carolina and Georgia now kind of the threat for not only heavy rain and flooding and even storm surge, but we now have tornado watches in effect for these areas as well. I want to pull up this from the Storm Prediction Center, but all those areas within those red polygons there, those are tornado watches.
Yeah, that tornado watch for the low country of South Carolina and a little bit of the Wilmington, all the way up to about the Wilmington, North Carolina area that just got posted. And I think that the tornado threat for South Carolina and North Carolina is maybe. I'm really keeping an eye on that today. I think the shear is really serious there. I think there's going to be a lot of tornadic activity in South Carolina today.
Yeah, certainly scary. And then, of course, we've
Yeah.
got the storm surge potential still for the Carolinas and into North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. So that storm surge still, storm surge warnings in effect for portions of South Carolina, where they could see 3 to 5 feet, 1 to 3 feet, even farther north. It really is about the coastline and about what direction the storm is moving in from. And when you've got that northeast flow in off the water. A lot of times, combine that with high tide tonight, Charleston Harbor, 8:30. It could be a recipe for disaster out there.
With the super full blue moon that we've been hearing about too, right?
Yeah.
It's all just one equation that adds up to a lot.
Yeah, so I just want to kind of go back over some of this stuff again. The latest here on what is now Category 1 Hurricane Idalia. The winds are 90 miles per hour. It's moving right now pretty quickly to the north northeast at 20 miles per hour. So this thing is really trucking along compared to where it was yesterday. It's 15 miles or closer from Valdosta, Georgia. And it did make landfall this morning at 7:45 this morning there at Keaton Beach in Florida's Big Bend. The
Eastern
storm
Daylight
surge
Time. Yep.
Yep, Eastern Daylight Time. Those storm surge reports still coming in, but they are in the several feet at this point. And we've been posting them on our social media, all of that video that's starting to come in from our storm chasers, from, different areas around the country. We're seeing reports of people just sending stuff in. So continue to check our social media pages there.
Absolutely. And check to see if you have a local station nearby with a chime in page. You can chime in all your content, your pictures, and your video when it's safe. And then we may use them here at the National Weather Desk or our affiliate stations throughout the country.
Yeah, and storms like this, the webcams, they get washed out. They're held up with power, so we lose contact with any webcams. So knowing what's going on the ground is always important.
Absolutely.
All right, well, stay with us. We'll have another update at 2 p.m. when we get that intermediate advisory from the Hurricane Center. But for now, stay safe and stay home.
Okay, we'll talk.